Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, July 9th. I'm Joe Potente. Here's a brief look at the news. Questions surfaced Monday night regarding the city's possible intent to close Simmons Island Road nightly to motor traffic. The issue arose during the City Council's Parks Commission meeting when one resident of the island said closing the road at 10 p.m. would be in line with the closing times set by ordinance for all other city parks. Some residents say the lakefront parks, which include Simmons Island, are the city's greatest asset, and the park roads there should be open day and night, except for during flooding, special events, and emergencies. The commission will revisit the issue later this month. A city council committee showed some interest Monday in allowing backyard chickens in Kenosha. The Public Safety and Welfare Committee looked at a rough draft of an ordinance that would allow for small-scale urban chicken ranching. Alderman Michael Orth said the idea is to promote what he called a sustainability thing and a hobby thing. The committee plans to discuss the issue further and seek input from experts and the public. The couple who own the horses and other animals removed from their Pleasant Prairie farm in April are rejecting allegations the village has made about the condition of their property. A civil suit alleges unsavory conditions amounted to a public nuisance that owners David White and Paula Moctezuma White should fix by paying for cleanup and damages caused by the situation. The case is due in court in October. Dr. Alessandro Savaglio Jr. is no longer with the Kenosha Community Health Center. Savaglio, the center's dental director, left the clinic late last month. The organization's board president declined to comment on the departure, citing a policy against speaking on personnel matters. Savaglio's attorney, Fred Zevers, said Savaglio left voluntarily. Zevers represented Savaglio in two lawsuits filed by a former employee who accused him of sexual harassment, cases that were dismissed in court. We Energies is taking a wait-and-see approach on a new initiative to reduce carbon emissions nationwide. Last month, President Barack Obama announced a new effort to address climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. A spokesman for We Energies, operator of large coal power plants in Pleasant Prairie and Oak Creek, said the company hopes the new rules will credit utilities for early efforts to cut emissions. We Energies has already converted one of its plants to natural gas and is in the process of converting another. Now, with a look back at some Kenosha clothing names from yesteryear, here's Diane Giles with this week's History Mystery.
The Crow family, who came to Kenosha from Denmark, produced a number of tailors and haberdashers. Brothers Hans, Alfred, and William were entrepreneurs and owned a number of businesses, including the Crow Stumke and Crow Menswear Store, located in the building where Ruffalo Decorating at 2413 60th Street is today. Later called simply the Crow Store, it served men's clothing needs from 1927 into the 1940s. Alfred Crow was the man with the needle and thread. He took up tailoring trade in Kenosha in 1901. He was the Crow in Helding & Crow Tailor Shop downtown and later ran his own tailor shop at 2226 Roosevelt Road. The building still stands today. Reporting for the Kenosha News, I'm Diane Giles.
Thanks, Diane. What's trending today? A neighbor and Kenosha police are advocating for Simmons Island Road to be closed to traffic each night. Others say the lakefront park is a public area that should be accessible to residents day or night. What do you think? Weigh in on our Facebook page. Up next is Janine Anderson with a look at an Elizabethan summer tradition that began this past weekend.
Thousands of people left the modern world behind this weekend at the opening of the Bristol Renaissance Fair. There's something for everyone at the weekly event, with jousting competitions between knights on horseback, weapons demonstrations, the Queen's procession through the grounds, and the fairies waiting to interact with fairgoers. And there's plenty of food, including turkey legs. Enormous turkey legs. The fair, located off I-94 near the Illinois state line, is open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays through Labor Day and on Labor Day. For the Kenosha News, this is Janine Anderson reporting.
Thanks, Janine. Now here are a couple of stories we're working on. A citizen committee formed recently to explore new uses for the Southport Beach House is meeting this afternoon for the first time. Bill Guida will be there. And former Kenosha News editor Craig Swanson is staking out a new career as a book author. Ian Thibodeau is working on that story. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Joe Potente with the Weekday Report.